Yes.
That was the one thing that was holding me back so much.
Tell me more about it, because I think I can do more on letting go of you. Hi, I'm Alicia.
Hey, I'm Misha. I don't know my name. Hey, I'm Misha. Lot's wife. Do you remember when she turned back and all that?
Do you know what? I remember whenever I hear about Lot's wife or Sodom and Gomorrah or anything like that, I just remember an image of her just frozen in like literally just frozen in time, and that's all I remember, because when I was younger I watched the movie of it, and I just remember her literally being frozen, and it just makes me think of being frozen in time. And it's crazy because time is something that's always continuing.
Of course it is.
So to be frozen is crazy, and it's obviously what she was looking back at and what she was lusting after, which has caused her to be frozen in time. And I'm thinking, sometimes when we feel stagnant, that's probably what the problem is. We're frozen because we're still looking back. I don't want that to be me.
No, we definitely not want it to be us. When I thought about it as well, she had everything with her family, her husband, everything, but still she wanted to look back at the place of sin and depth of just deep depression.
Yeah.
That isn't the life that we want.
No. And she wouldn't the problem as well is that she wouldn't let go. And I remember earlier in Sabbath school, Evangelist was talking.
Mom, we're in the shot.
It's just that she couldn't let go. And I remember Evangelist earlier in Sabbath school talking about sometimes when we open up ourselves to certain things, then we have to carry the baggage. Of course, and I think the baggage of her past and the sin and everything else is what kind of held her back.
Yes.
Like in more of an allegory, I'd say. I don't know if that's the right term. But it just mirrored that physical baggage can hold you back. And it's the same way with us. Like, we need to let go of certain things so we can move forward. Have you let go of anything, like, for God?
Yes, definitely. For me personally, I've let go of fear.
Yes.
Fear. That was the one thing that was holding me back so much.
Tell me more about it, because I think I can do more on letting go of you.
Yes. So basically, I would be so shy. That's where the fear came in. I didn't want to do anything. I would be called to sing, called to read, called to do anything, but I would literally say no. I'll run out the room. Literally run out the room. But then there was one Sabbath where Sister Liz, I think one of our church sisters, they called me and said, could you do praise and worship? The first thing that came to my mind was, no, I can't do that. But then my mind was saying no, but my mouth was saying yes.
Wow.
So when I said yes, I couldn't go back on my word. I couldn't go back. So I came the Sabbath and I did the praise and worship, and I felt so good. I felt the presence of God over me. And I was like, did I really do that? So that's the fear I got over. And now I'm able to just sing wherever and whenever I can. What about you?
That's beautiful. I still haven't let go of fear yet. It's a
work in progress.
It's a work in progress, and I think we're letting go of a lot of things every day. And like I mentioned briefly about once letting go of like a romantic relationship, just because I know that really and truly, ultimately, it's not of God. Like, it was never gonna go the way God would have desired me to go. And the crazy thing about it, this is mad, but I was much younger, and I remember writing, because I remember people always say, manifestation, if you want things, you say it out or you write it down. And I wrote it down. I remember writing down all the qualities that I wanted in a husband or a man or a boyfriend or whatever.
Write your vision and make it plain.
But you have to make it so specifically plain, because this is where it fumbled me, was when I wrote that I wanted him to be Christian.
Oh, yeah.
And not, but I was too broad, I think, when I said I wanted him to be Christian, because he was of a Christian faith,
Yeah.
but he was just not of the same as me. So
So was
therefore,
he-
we're unequally yoked.
Yes, I was going to say, does that mean he was unequally yoked?
Well-
Because you're moving forward and maybe he's staying stagnant in his own
The thing
idea of what it is
so,
to be.
So it's going to sound bad, but the first part is I'm Sabbath keeping. He's not. He's Sunday. So
okay.
straight away, there's one. There's a big blocker there.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the whole celebrating Christmas and all these things, I don't. So and eating the pork is okay, and I don't. So
Yeah.
all these different little things, and I find that if you're not on the same page religiously,
Yeah.
especially when it comes on to more of a intimate relationship,
Of course, yeah.
there's just going to be problems all the time.
That's right.
And that's why I'm saying, like, you have to specifically know what you want, because I prayed for somebody who was Christian, but though he was of a Christian faith, he still wasn't equally yoked. And
Yeah.
that's where
So do you think that we have to be more specific in what we do ask for?
very specific,
Very
very
specific,
intentional.
yes.
Because it's the fact that you know what you want and you're intentional about what you want. You can sort through and think and recognize that I have to let go of this.
Of course, yeah.
And I don't know, it was scary because I just remember one day praying to God, and I was like, God, you know the situation. You know I need to get out. You fix it. You get me
Yeah.
out. And I kid you not, within like a couple of minutes, things just, and by the end of the day, I was out of it. And I had to let go and not look back.
Yeah.
Contact, no communication, because usually I'm the type of person that I'll still keep in communication.
Yeah.
But no communication up until this day. That one, it kind of hurts sometimes because you're like, it seemed good on the outside because financially he was okay. Whenever he came to see me, he would shower me with gifts. He was always touching base. He was just always very nice, meeting me at work, taking me to work. All these little things that you find so sweet and romantic, and a guy is there for. And he had his head screwed on so he could make certain decisions. And I liked the more leadership and decision making. So everything seemed perfect, but I knew it wasn't. And so letting go, very important, but sometimes it hurts, and then at other times because you're intentional and because you know what God wants for you, you just have to hold faith. You just have to keep the faith that there's something bigger, better, and more amazing.
Yeah. That's right. For me, I would say no.
I would stay away as well.
Yeah, because you can't go into a relationship wanting to change somebody from where they are unless they want to change themselves.
I agree. I think you should work on maybe helping them to see God the way you do, or from your point of view, I guess, before you think any relationship. Don't mix business with pleasure. And we're in the business of God. So, but honestly, I wouldn't advise it. I'm not saying it can't happen.
It could happen.
But if you're going in with that intention, it's going to be strife, I'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, going into being in church and having the talent of singing, I would say I'll keep it there. But there are people who might go back into the world, because going back into the world, that might mean more money.
Yeah.
That might be more popularity.
Yeah.
That might mean more success. But for me, I would not. I prefer to earn the little dollars or the little money.
Yeah.
But with God and his provision, you don't even have to go back in the world. God could give you more than even what people in the world have.
So would you then, if, say, for example, you were a singer in the world before now, and you found God, but then you'd come to Harlesden Church, which is not in its capacity of a building, not a big church, and the audience member is not the thousands that you're used to, would you not look back and think, there was a point in my life that I was making this much, or I could, and you looking back or maybe reminiscing on those things, then your heart starts to
Turn.
flutter for those things.
Yes,
Let's say,
it could come into play. It can come into play in your mind, but at the end of the day, going back would mean me going back into the world. There's a time when you have to look back to see where you have come from.
yes.
So I would
Sometimes
look.
looking back is good.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get a testimony from looking back.
Amen.
You know?
Amen.
So yeah, I would look back to see where I've come from, but that wouldn't drive me.
Right.
That wouldn't drive me to go back to
Okay.
that point.